Tonight we're in Corpus Christi, Texas at Frank's Spaghetti House, over 70 years here in the Coastal Bend. But this house was built in 1921, and now paranormal activity stories are told all the time over dinner here. And tonight we're going to find out if there really is a child upstairs that lurks around and what other paranormal occurrences is happening right here on South Texas Haunted. You know, for years, people have talked about Frank's Spaghetti House, not just the food, because the food is amazing. I've been here many times, and even just walking in through the door smelling it, I'm like, it just makes you. But we've been doing the paranormal for over 20 years, and we've heard stories of Frank's Spaghetti House possibly being haunted. Of a little child. That is the story that we keep getting, that there's a child that plays peekaboo in here. I mean, have you heard that?
I haven't heard that story yet.
So what's some of the stories that you've heard here?
Well, the first ghost story that I heard was about Frank's mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. Everybody called her Granny. And she was an elderly woman that passed away actually up here in the home. Because back then they didn't put them in nursing homes or in the hospital or anything like that. They had them here, and she passed away here. So that was my first ghost story about here. Okay. And then after that, there's been several different other stories.
Have you had any experiences?
I have had experiences. I've had where somebody's trying to get into the restroom up here while I was in there. The lights flickering, the radio turning on and off. Things like that.
Really? Now, as far as some of the history goes, I know this house was built in 1921. Mm-hmm. Could you elaborate a little more on the history of of the building and Frank's Spaghetti House? Okay,
so what I know is the lumber and the building materials for this building was a lot from the 1919 hurricane that happened here in Corpus. So a lot of that lumber they recycled and built this house.
Wow.
So it's well built. The walls are really thick. When we got our Wi-Fi put in, we had to have extenders put everywhere just to get Wi-Fi in certain spots.
Wow. I've been to a couple places like that.
Yes.
Wow. I can imagine how many you had to put in here, because I was looking at the walls and I was looking outside and I was like, wow, this place is built like a tank. I mean,
yes.
They wanted to make sure another hurricane came along. It was not going anywhere.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And how long has Frank's actually been here, the restaurant?
Since 1947.
1947. Wow, that's a long time. Mm-hmm. Definitely a long time. Well, thank you so much for allowing us to come in here and investigate this wonderful historical home and restaurant. Hopefully tonight we find out what's going on, see what we can capture.
I'm pretty sure, because there's a few family members who have worked here that have passed. There's been a few employees that have worked here also that have passed, and people say that they can feel them here. So
basically this house is really full of love.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because we haven't had any bad experiences. They've all been good experiences.
Well, I hope we have some good experiences tonight. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm.
Who's here with us? What are you responsible for?
Okay.
There we go. Was that you who did that? If it was you, can you touch it again?
Is there anybody here that would like to communicate with us? My name is Shauna. We mean you no harm. We just want to know if you're still here and why you're still here.
Are you male or female? Can you touch the little light? Touch that little box if you're a female? How about a male? Can you touch it if you're a male?
You can talk into this recorder in my hand with a red light. Can you knock on something? Move something?
Could you please touch that box again? Whoever touched it. We just want to know that you're here. We don't mean you any harm. Yeah, we're just want to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Who's here with us? It's like, I won't say it's quiet down here, but.
Responsible.
What are you responsible for?
He was like 5.
What did you see in the room off to the side? Is there anybody here with us? Scott? Did you say your name was Scott?
Are you related to the owner? Is there a reason why you're still here?
Okay. What is, can you try to tell us the reason?
Invisible.
Why are you invisible? It sounded like I said it's Scott.
I heard it's stuck.
Oh, it's stuck? Okay. Why are you stuck? What did you hear? I heard white light.
We do this every.
I know you're here every day. I feel you.
I just got super nauseous. Like I literally feel like I'm going to just throw up.
My son?
What name?
Matt.
Matt?
Now it's like they're far away.
Yeah. I believe Matthew was good. It was definitely a conversation. We were trying to figure out what they were saying. It was hard to. You can get a few words, but not. Thank you for sharing the live.
Are you Matthew and Teresa? Matthew. Female voice said Matthew.
I just got super nauseous.
See, there's that voice there?
Like I really think I'm going to just throw up.
That's not possible anymore.
It's not possible. That's not supposed to happen.
The best way to describe that is just imagine you're sitting in your car and you have the radio station. Yeah, you just try to as fast as you continuously do it. That's what it's getting. So you're on a radio station for a split of a second. So how are we getting words and sentences and voices?
A conversation between two people.
It's the same people.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Or getting the names that we're getting.
He said yeah.
He's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Are you trying to make us a little nauseous?
The room feels like it's got electricity.
Yeah, energy. Yeah, like just letting him know I'm going with heavy on my chest.
Real quick.
It's working, he said. If it's trying to drop energy. Do what you need to do to communicate with us.
Why are you still here? So what's that? I think they're still talking to each other. They're probably having a conversation with each other going,
Maybe
what?
they
How is this is weird.
Scenting us and they're trying to. There's the woman. See, that's that helper again, or Pepper. I mean, I have a daughter named Pepper, but I don't think it's to me.
Are you trying to get help for each other?
Okay, it's gone.
It's almost
I
like
hear
they're,
the girl too.
it's like they're on a completely different plane.
Yeah,
having a conversation.
yeah, they're just talking to each other.
Do you have any messages for anybody?
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why they're arguing with each other.
They don't know what to say.
Or they both want to say so much
Oh, that makes sense.
that
We'll be right back with the evidence from Frank's Spaghetti House in Corpus Christi, Texas, right here on South Texas Haunts. Frank's Spaghetti House. Now, I love their food. I really do. But when you go there to eat, you don't think that it's haunted or has paranormal activity, but this place blew us out of the water.
No, it really did.
Yeah.
Frank's is a staple in Corpus. It's been here forever. If you mention Italian food in Corpus, Frank's is the first.
You go to Frank's Spaghetti House. That's
Right.
what you do.
So walking in there, the only paranormal things that we had ever heard of happened there was a child.
Yeah.
And talking to Vanessa, who runs it now with her family. she hadn't even heard of the child. She had other things that she had happen there. And so getting the evidence from there and experiencing that and seeing her experience the things that we experienced was a neat experience in itself.
Also getting evidence that's linked to that family.
Right.
I mean, when I went upstairs and I told her that we got the name Matthew, and she kind of broke down a little bit, and it was, I didn't even know. I was just told to go upstairs and to get her to come down and like, Matthew, that's all I knew. But this investigation hit real home to anybody that works there that's part of that family. So.
Right. And so, yeah, some of the evidence we got, of course, we're asking questions, and we get a response of yes. And I think it was just a simple, is there anybody here with us? But let's play it and see what it sounds like.
Let us know that there's more than just one of you. Yes.
Because we kept hearing different things, different voices, different tones of voice. And it was like, okay, is there just one of you here? Or how many of you here are there here? And we couldn't get an answer to that. So it was like, okay, is there more than one of you here?
Yeah.
Obviously, there was more than one of them there.
Well, if you look at the history of the house, I mean, a lot of the boards, where those boards came from, you know, from the 1919 hurricane and all that stuff. I mean, it's just, I mean, there's a lot of history that's in that house.
And then we also kept getting a female response. And so we finally just asked, who is this female? Who is the female talking to us? And she let us know exactly who she was.
Who is the female that is here? Can you say that again?
And it's almost like the other spirit that's with her is saying, okay, if she's not saying it loud enough, let me say it for her.
Yeah.
And so if you don't understand kind of what it says Teresa, and it's kind of broken up. And then another male spirit comes through and says Teresa, almost like this is who it is.
And it takes a lot of energy for a spirit to try to manifest or to do that, to hear their voice. It takes so much energy. So that explains why it's so broken up.
Right. And then, of course, we ask questions a lot, and we ask them, we say, can you repeat that? Well, they were asking us to repeat things. And it's very light, and it's clear as day. Yeah. It says, can you repeat that?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like...
To me, that's a classic intelligent type of haunting or paranormal activity.
Right. That they can return the questions back to us.
Yeah.
And then we also got the name Matt. Just plain as day comes across. Again, I think we ask, who's here? So the question leading up to that is, who's here with us? And the ghost spirit says, Matt, plain as day. And then at one point we asked the spirits why they were still there.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell the story that goes along with it, but we just said, why are you still here? And that's something we always ask spirits, why are you still here? You know,
we're
why
trying to get that answer, you know,
right.
Why things are happening.
Right, and that's something we all want to know, is why spirits are still here and why they haven't moved on to wherever they need to move on to. And so this spirit told us why they were still here.
Are you watching out for Vanessa's family and Vanessa?
And it's real short, and it says children.
Yeah.
And so
this goes back into the family.
Right.
Yeah.
And says why they're here. And then, if anybody knows the story about Frank's Spaghetti House, Frank was the one who originally opened it. Frank passed away a couple of years ago, and now his children run it. And so we actually get the word dad that comes across, which I think is very endearing. It just shows that dad is proud of you, dad is watching over you, dad is...
He's protecting the thing that he grew.
Right.
Not only his children, but it's the business. It's very quick.
Very quick, very short. And then the very interesting part of the night, which is some evidence that we've never captured. It's an experience we've never had in the 20 years of investigating. We have the ghost box, we're doing a ghost box session, and then all of a sudden we start hearing a conversation.
Yeah, I was actually at the ghost box, and I was trying to tune it to drown out, because I thought it was like a background noise, you know, because if you understand the ghost box, you turn the stations, you're only on a station for a second. But then all of a sudden you're getting a full conversation between two individuals.
Right.
And I've never gotten that. I thought the best we ever got was on the Lexington where, we were getting a little bit of conversation, but this was actual, like a minute and a half worth of just two people talking.
Right, and we tried to engage them, and it's like we weren't even in the room with them.
Yeah.
And so it was very interesting you could hear every other word, kind of like what they were saying, but it was odd that you could just hear the conversation.
Very residual.
Right.
Yeah. I'll try AM. And there's so much more to it because it lasted for so long. But to me, it sounds like someone like on a squawk box or like a World War II guy getting on his ham radio or something, telling somebody else some information. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right. Or it's just two people having a conversation and maybe even a different language, like Italian or Spanish of some sort.
You just couldn't make out what they're saying.
And it was very strange.
Well, I definitely say Frank's Spaghetti House, good food, friendly spirits. And,
for sure.
I can't wait to go back.
Me either.
Well, tonight we wrap up the investigation here at Frank's Spaghetti House in Corpus Christi, Texas. It definitely left us with a lot of experiences and maybe a few answers. But hey, if you want to find out for yourself what's going on at Frank's Spaghetti House, check it out for yourself. Come on by, have some good food, maybe enjoy a few good spirits also. If you want to know more about South Texas Haunts, check us out at southtexashaunts.com or follow us on social media. Until next time, we are South Texas Haunts.